Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 64 of the Fit in 10 Challenge. And I'm going to get right into food of the day. We're going to start with food of the day, and that is squid. And squid is, one thing that surprised me about squid was the fact that it has a small amount of carbs. And it's not fiber, and it's not sugar, it's starch, which I thought was just strange because usually animal life is, it's rare that it contains carbohydrates. Now, it's not a huge amount of carbohydrates. Okay, so in an 85 gram serving, so about a 3-ounce serving, you're getting just a little over a gram of fat, a little over 13 grams of protein, and about just under 3 grams of carbs. And somebody asked me about this today, so they wanted me to talk about it, so I am. So basically, it is a protein source with, of course, a little bit of trace fat and carbs. It isn't as protein dense as other meats, certainly not. We're looking at around, like I said, about 4.5 grams per ounce, whereas most meats are going to be, usually around that 5 to 7 grams per ounce, depending on the type of meat, poultry or red meat, whatnot. Squid is also very high in phosphorus, zinc, copper, and selenium. It's also very high in vitamin B12. Okay, so nothing too sexy on this one about squid. It's just another, version of protein that you can eat. But like I said, the surprise to me was the 3 grams of carbs in there. That's for 3 ounces. So somebody like myself would have at least, I don't want to get 40 grams of protein, so I'd have about 9 ounces. So I'd be getting 9 grams of carbs out of that. So, all right. Now, let's get into some questions here. I actually love this question, and it is this. It says, this person says, I saw a news article in the news tonight that once again vilifies eggs and makes eating more than 3 a day bad for your health. Do you have any additional information on whether we can eat eggs daily? I eat 1 plus half a cup of whites every day. Somebody has to tell me why you can't eat more than 3. Okay, I don't know why. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's maybe because they're higher in saturated fat. Okay, so let's say you ate 4. Okay, so you got and they were, let's say they were high quality. Okay, because you should all be eating high quality. All right, so you're going to get, let's say out of 4, you're going to get 16 grams of fat. Okay, saturated fat. All right, maybe slightly less, maybe 14, 15 grams. Okay, don't see the big deal there. Now you're getting cholesterol. Are you getting a decent amount of cholesterol? Yep, you're getting cholesterol. I don't see the issue with that. Again, I'm going to say this again. I don't see the issue with having cholesterol in your diet. There's nothing that says that having cholesterol in your diet raises your bad cholesterol carriers. You have good and bad cholesterol carriers. Okay, there's nothing that says that having cholesterol, there's no mechanistic data, I've said this before, there's no direct cause and effect between cholesterol and hardening of the arteries or heart disease or any of that. There isn't. I don't see any, so I'm not convinced. If you show me the evidence, then I'll be happy to be like, okay, I see it, great, I accept it, but I don't see it. It's not there, so I don't understand where this is coming from, and I think it's pseudoscience. I'm looking for this, I don't see it. Okay, so, there's a great actual podcast, There's a great podcast with Chris Kreisler and Dr. Kahn. And Dr. Kahn is vegan, and Kreisler is a guy who does research basically on this stuff. And they have a little debate, and it's very, very interesting to listen to. Unfortunately, neither of them. Kreisler is not a very good speaker. He's not very strong. And Dr. Kahn, his arguments, he's a better speaker, but his arguments are terrible. I mean, just watch the podcast. I should put a link in. I'll put a link to it. Anyways, this is one of the topics they talk about. So there is no data for this. I don't see it anywhere. If anybody has data to point to this, then let me know. But I've been looking. I haven't seen it. So listen, have as many, well, I don't want to say have as many. I mean, obviously you don't want to have an abundant amount of saturated fat in your diet, just like you don't want to have an abundant of anything in your diet, okay? There's obviously a limitation to everything. But having 3 eggs per day, which would be a decent amount, by the way, 3 eggs a day is plenty, okay? I do about 4 eggs. I've done as many as 12 eggs a day. I just recently got my blood test done. My blood tests are fine, my cholesterol, and that's with a minimum of 4 eggs per day, okay, for me. Now, I realize I'm just one person. That doesn't prove anything, but, you know, I've been doing this for, you know, a number of years, so you would think that perhaps if there was a danger, maybe that might show up in mine, but maybe not. Maybe I'm an outlier in this case. So for me, at least when it comes to cholesterol, okay? Now, any other reason why you may not have eggs, more than 3 eggs a day? I don't know. I'm not sure where these rules come from. Like, what are the rules? Why? I always ask why. Like, tell me why, okay? I'm not saying I'm right, okay? Nobody's showing me, so I don't know. All right, message of the day. Keep it reasonable and keep it consistent. Keep it reasonable and keep it consistent. I'm putting this in your mind because the end of the challenge is coming, and part of the philosophy that I want you to take with you is to think about your diet in a reasonable fashion and being consistent. So following a reasonable diet and being consistent with it, okay? Nothing extreme on either realm, okay? Most of us are extreme in the realm of, excuse me as I drink coffee, in terms of really not paying attention to what we eat, okay? To me, that's an extreme. You don't really have any idea of what you're eating. You might think you do, but I'm telling you right now, if you don't really track it, you don't know. And then there's the other extreme where people are going super low calories, okay? You just want to have something reasonable. So reasonable and consistent, and I guarantee you're going to feel better. You're going to be, you know, happier with your physical appearance, if that matters to you, which it does to most people, I think. And of course, most importantly, the way that you feel, right? The way that you feel, okay? Both, you know, physically and mentally, all right? So think reasonable and consistent. All right, you guys, day 64. We got to go hard here. We got to go hard. Try to do 4.